Qingyan Cheng.
Qingyan Cheng is basically an upgraded version of Caroline, but a healer. As a healer, Cheng has an okay base HP and defense, though her base speed is pretty low. But don't worry, as one of her skills can quite help her with that. Speaking of skills, her S2 and S3 are what make her shine. Unlike Caroline who reduces an ally skill's cooldown by 3 turns, Cheng S2 can reduce an ally skill's cooldown that is other than herself by quite literally. She reduces not just 3 turns, but full turns. On top of that, it will grant her an extra turn. And if her S3 is not in cooldown at the start of her own turn, then she has a chance to cleanse one debuff from herself. Her S3 can cleanse all debuffs from allies, healing them by X% of Cheng's HP, granting them attack buff for 3 turns, and pushes Cheng AP by a total of 50%. And this is why Cheng low base speed doesn't really matter much, as her S2 gives her an extra turn and her S3 gives her a 50% AP push. Her basic attack can also push her own AP and highest attack ally except herself by a certain percent, and is doubled if Cheng has a buff. If you are wondering what is the catch for her solid skills, then the answer is pretty much none outside of the arena. In the arena though, which I don't see why you would want to use Cheng there, there is Homura, Yui, and Ayame there, so don't put her as your arena defense. Also, her own skills cooldown can be considered as short, and all of her skills are in her favor, as her S1 can boost her own AP as well. So you can fully utilize her S1 with a repo set, albeit it is RNG. If it is get proc though, then she can get her turn much more faster. Speaking of gear set, let's talk about Cheng's build. Like I mentioned earlier, a repo set would be good for Cheng, as her S1 can compensate for her low base speed. In here, she's using a repos and CA set for more AP push upon being damaged. Remember that the faster she gets her turn, the faster she can spam her skills. Anyways, for the stats, we got it pretty good here with 21k HP, 1.4k defense, and 215 speed, and lastly 168% status resistance. You don't want her to have more than 1.4k defense in arena, as Amarella can just one-shot her easily there. So I left the 2 substats as blank. If you don't plan to bring her in arena, then you can just add some defense percent for the last 2 blank substats, or you can just fill it with whatever. As usual, all of the stats here are made of purples, except for the speed, which means you can increase the overall stats further.